Welcome back to the CBC podcast, everybody. We are back for another week filled of scrapping the barrel, I guess, right here.
Yep.
That's it. We got some decent-ish topics.
I'll say there's some stuff.
Things exist that we've written and we'll talk about, I guess. Now, of course, this being a CBC podcast before Infinity War, or no, we're probably going to get one out next week. It might be a shorter podcast. Depends on how everything goes. Of course, yes, we will have...
That could spoil shit. Yay.
Oh, yeah, because you see it a day earlier. So we will definitely be talking about that movie in a spoiler cast. So, of course, just for people that were wondering if we're still going to do that, yes, that's a thing. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot of stuff to talk about after Infinity War, which I guaranteed... because if we follow the trend of every MCU movie, the moment the new one hits, like the Monday after, they already start hyping up the next big one. So it's, yeah.
So Ant-Man will finally start getting a push.
Yeah, finally. And then, of course, Captain Marvel after that. But we'll talk about that when we get to it. Of course, I'm your host, Armin. You guys can find me online on the Twitters and follow Comic Bookcast at Comic Bookcast. And I'm here with Mitch.
What's up? You can find me at Mitch692.
So, a few topics here, and we're going to kick it right off into, I guess, good news, bad news. For a while now, we've been waiting for an update on the whole Disney acquisition of Fox, and a lot of people, of course, speculated it was going to take that 12 weeks or whatever, you know, the proper time that they kind of gave us, or 12 months, I should say. Well, it looks like it's going to take till summer of 2019 at earliest. So,
I mean, they did say 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
And it falls right on that, so it's kind of what everyone should have expected. Like, you never go for the earliest date; you always go for the one, they say. But you know, there is a lot of stuff. You know, they got the whole Fox and Sky deal in the UK that they now have to mandatory make a bid for.
Yep.
Or put in an offer for like every single share, so a majority of that, which would be good for me if they do it. There's no way Comcast is going to get any of it. So I don't even know why they're trying, but.
I think they're just trying to stall because they fear Disney and Fox's merger. I think that's literally what they're doing. Like, there's no other reason, really. Like, I can't think of another reason. So
no, it's just like it just seems like petty. Like, oh, you're not taking our offer, fine. Well, we're going to try and buy the one thing that you want. It's like, well, you're not going to have it because Sky's already agreed to do the deal with Fox.
Right.
Sure, the whole European stuff is kind of blocking that, but I can't see why they would carry on blocking it if they know Disney's going to buy it. And the whole reason I don't want Fox to have it is because of Murdoch. So, like, well, it's going to swap hands anyway, so just let the thing go through.
Yeah. And honestly, you know, so you're looking at it at, let's say it's approved by September of 2019, which it'll probably be done by, I'm assuming they're going to push heavily to get it done by D23 of next year. So
yeah, you'd want it. Like...
Because, I mean, I can only imagine if Bob Iger and Kevin Feige walk out on stage for D23, and after the huge victory lap that will be the double combo of freaking Infinity War and Avengers 4, they go, well, let us tell you the future of Marvel, and I can tell you right now, the deal is done, here's all the movies, and they just do the whole screen thing again, and that would literally, like, it would shatter media for the next, like, 2 weeks worth of talk. So, you know, it's, you can see how they're trying to position that, and it's going to happen, but it's one of these things where people got to realize now, if they're getting these characters in summer 2019, the earliest you're seeing anything, a standalone movie, is at least 2.5 years away.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, like, if it does happen, then sorry, Cassie Lang, maybe in Avengers, your Young Avengers ain't gonna happen now because we got this. So.
Yeah.
Even though I'd imagine they still probably want to keep the Young Avengers, if that is true and that does happen, they want to keep that stuff around.
True.
Just to verify it a little bit. But...
Yeah, but it's one of these things where you're gonna see these characters pop up in movies before anything happens. Like, I guarantee you, let's say if it's done by, like, summer 2019, whatever the next big team-up movie or something that has a team-up is going to be for the MCU that maybe comes out 2020 or 2021, you could totally see them already casting a Wolverine and making, like, a Black Panther or Spider-Man, like, extended cameo, you know, just to be like, no, look, we got these characters. They don't need to be standalone anymore to, like, get that into people's heads, so...
It's like, just put Johnny Storm... it is Johnny Storm, isn't it? I'm having a weird brain fart. Yeah, I was thinking Johnny Blaze, and it's like no, put like Johnny Storm in Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
Do that.
Oh yeah.
He's in the school. Right, just there you go, done.
Yep.
And he's like, oh yeah, my sister's husband just brought the big building.
Yeah.
Done.
That would be all exactly. So that's the type of thing. Like I think you're gonna see that before you see anything big happen. But it's an exciting time because honestly, it's weird because people are like negative against this. I'm like, look, only think of the positives because the longer this deal is delayed, the more weird and unique stuff we can get first. So
yeah, there is. So we're gonna begin to the mundane soon, or the Marvel mundane. No, that's not.
Yeah, like I don't want to go back to X-Men every 2 years. I want like Eternals to happen because that's weird. I don't know about the Eternals.
I'd love Eternals to happen, but apparently that's no longer the plan. It was, but it's no longer the plan. Probably Inhuman's fault, but I will.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they need to have that healthy balance.
Yeah.
But of course, this is the first time we don't know what the hell they're gonna do.
Yep.
No, we are flying blind as much as everyone else. So
I mean, they're gonna have Deadpool, and you gotta think that's a big ticket. Like, use that now. So.
yeah, Deadpool's the weird one though, because he's R. So.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll no doubt use him, probably PG-13 it, but...
Yeah, I could see that, but hey, they'll make PG-13 work in the context of it, which will be even more hilarious, because it'll be so, it'll take some talented people to make that work, which is, it'll be pretty awesome.
Just use Fox as the Marvel Knights and have him be in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that ends our Disney Fox update of the merger. Deadpool's final trailer, Deadpool 2 final trailer, I should say. Well, what did you think, Mitch? I really enjoyed it.
It's definitely a lot better than the last one. It's a shame Lewis Tan's in there because Lewis Tan's an idiot. But the rest of it looked really good. Like it definitely got me a bit more on board than the other trailers have, where it's just like, it looks fine. But this one, it looked, it's more the Deadpool people want, and it's like here it is.
Yep.
It's interesting that Cable seems to be the villain.
Yeah, I was thinking that too because, like, it's weird because I was thinking they were going to team up rather soon and be like, oh, but now I'm fully expecting it's one of those things where Cable is being manipulated by a villain, so...
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably, I can see that. There's also rumors of Juggernaut appearing, and apparently Colossus punching a chunk of metal Juggernaut. But...
Yeah, a lot of people are speculating on that, which Juggernaut I think would be a perfect fit for this, like this franchise. It makes sense to me.
You could get some good jokes out of it as well.
Yeah, you can. Probably break the fourth wall again. I mean, in the new trailer, they mentioned Thanos, so that's kind of funny. Like
DC stuff.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's interesting that they proper made like the deep cuts with like Terry Crews and Lewis Tan's characters, and then they didn't even mention who I can't think who the actress' name is. The Asian lady who has like the whips. They had mentioned no name of her at all.
Yeah,
you just saw the picture. Well, who is she?
Yeah, that is strange. Maybe they just couldn't fit in the trailer. It would have felt too much like something offbeat or something. Who knows? Or maybe they want people to be surprised. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it just felt weird that it's like, oh, we're going to introduce these two, but we're going to completely ignore her.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
Well, I suppose they also introduced Domino as well. Like you got three.
True, and they're probably the more main cast or core of characters. So yeah.
Also, Pete still the show, and I can guarantee you.
Yeah. It's weird though, because like the trailer, I think it hit a lot of the right beats that people have been waiting for, but on the same time, I can't put a grip on how this movie is resonating with people. Like,
yeah, because I knew the trailer came out today. I didn't watch it straight away.
Neither did I. No.
There's no one talking about it. I'm like, what's going on? Normally, my timeline on Twitter is like full of people talking about like the newest trailer. Even Facebook's dead, and it's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah, like usually my phone, like people will message me. People like that only message me regarding comic book stuff when they're like, "Oh, I saw the new trailer. What'd you think?" And I've gotten nothing. Nobody has contacted me about it. And like the last 5 trailers, my phone's always blowing up, and I'm social media all over the place. This has kind of just came out, and I haven't seen much about it. I've seen a couple articles and things, but I don't know where the hype is. Like, I can't gauge this movie. Like, I don't know if people are excited or people just, I don't know. Like, I'm not feeling it for this one from people.
I honestly just think it's Infinity War. It's just literally engulfed everything, and people have just got no room left to be hyped for another movie.
Yeah, the hype train is just all Infinity War.
It's like, look, you came out at the wrong time. We're waiting 10 years for this. Go away for a couple of months and then come back.
Yeah, and I also think the moving to May has really messed up Deadpool, because like that June spot would have been perfect, and then they're just like, nah, we're gonna drop it between a Star Wars movie and a freaking Avengers movie. Like,
so it's so odd. Why move it up?
Yeah.
And it may also be like the TJ Miller stuff that's come out. It's just like, he's still quite prominent in the marketing. Are you really not worried about this whole thing?
Yeah, that stuff with him has been real weird. So
it's like he's clearly having a breakdown. Like,
well, I mean, Emoji Movie.
I mean, there's that, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna act like there's a bomb threat and call it in.
Yeah, in the New York subway of all places. Jesus, man, like, yeah. His Shia LaBeoufing is coming through. Maybe they'll probably like add a joke in that in post production about that, like, because there's no way they're gonna. There is no way in the living world they bring him back for future sequels. Like, that's not happening.
No, I'm surprised they didn't delay it to cut him out of it and do something stupid with it. But
that's what I was thinking too. Like,
because I wouldn't want that in my around my movie.
Nope, that's some bad press.
I mean, sure, like the big headlines, like from the big people, aren't going like Deadpool 2-star. It's just TJ Miller.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they've spared him some kind of goodwill, but
yeah, it's like the weird thing. I don't know if you've ever seen Silicon Valley on HBO, but like
I haven't seen it.
They wrote him out of the show last season before he started going insane. Like, they only wrote him out for like 2 episodes because he was going to be committed to like Ready Player One in this movie, and then all this insane stuff happens when they start shooting the new season. So like, you know what? We could just permanently keep him written out. So it's like, oh, they like saw what was coming and just happened to catch it. I was like, wow. Like, Deadpool though, it's gonna be weird because like it will be that thing where interviewers will ask about that. Be like, so how about your co-star TJ Miller? And they're like, uncomfortably sit there, you know.
I mean, you could just do the most Deadpool thing you could do in the movie and just cut out every scene and have Deadpool do something different. It's like, oh yeah, we had to cut him out.
Dude, I would have loved it if they just tossed a Deadpool mask over it and it's Ryan Reynolds just redubs the lines in some hilarious way.
Just one of those really badly animated things and it's constantly moving.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. That would actually give the movie even more props.
So get hold of that Joe cartoon bloke from like years back on the internet, did the Flash animations.
Yeah. Oh, just quickly re-edit Deadpool to have Deadpool open it up being like, look, there's been some controversy in your world, so we had to edit out a crucial star. So every time he shows up, you're just going to see this floating head. I'd be like, yes, this is way too good right now.
Done. Oh. The occasional green screen. It's like,
Yep. So yeah, Deadpool 2, I can't gauge the hype. I think it's going to be good, but the trailer really...
It looks good. For all intents and purposes, it looks like a good movie.
Oh, it looks great. I'm super hyped about it, but all my hype is focused on, well, Infinity War and for some reason Han Solo. So, yeah. Yep. Solo. It's gonna be a thing. The next Fox property we're talking about is Dark Phoenix, where, Mitch, we're hearing some interesting things. You want to tell the people why we're hearing about Dark Phoenix?
It's been something that people have speculated ever since the Disney deal came in to play. And apparently this is going to be the last one that Fox is going to make. I don't know what that would mean for X-Force or New Mutants. Like, poor New Mutants just had like this shit pushed in.
Yeah.
But if this is really the last one, and everyone's going to be in Phase 4...
So... here's the thing, like, I don't mean to hate on these X-Men movies. I really don't, because there's a good portion of them I really like, but I think that aesthetic and that superhero movie ended...
It's so dated.
It was dated 8 years ago, and it's super dated now, and just continuing that same franchise doesn't work, but they've been too afraid to reboot it. And I think Deadpool is a sign of the future that a Deadpool of X-Men is going to be bigger than they ever were. So
Here's the thing, like, this isn't coming from a major source. It is only coming from a little one that most people probably wouldn't have heard of, but it's somehow gaining traction because apparently it always does from a little source.
Yeah.
So, and it is very much. It feels kind of like fan confirmation. It's like, oh, we've said this thing, and we're just gonna put it out there that it is true to get like hits and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of. I can see it happening. I don't think it will.
So how do you think they do it? Like, what are you feeling then?
I don't know. I don't like. You got X-Force shooting in October, November. That's gonna have to come out. Gambit's never gonna happen.
No, Gambit's dead.
Like, Dark Phoenix will clearly happen. But you got like Josh Brolin talking about a 4-movie arc. Right. I don't think he's gonna get a 4-movie arc. If he does, then that's gonna push the X-Men and Fantastic Four movies way back. Well, unless it only pushes back the X-Men movies and they just do the Fantastic Four for a bit and then introduce the X-Men. But
true. Like,
I don't know.
So here's the way I feel about it. Disney wants nothing to do with the Fox existing X-Men. All they want from that property is Deadpool. We know this. Like, you can tell when they talk about it, right? Like, Bob Iger was
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And like, if they could keep Hugh Jackman, they would. But they're gonna want a clean cut reboot. So when you're looking at Dark Phoenix, it's coming out and it's a byproduct of a bygone era that's going to be left over in the Fox legacy. There is no need, even if there's contracts around, for Disney to come out and want to honor those, because it would just set them back so far. Like,
it's such a headache. It's such a loaded thing to take on. Like, yeah, we're gonna have to try and get this in here somehow. I don't know how. Secret Wars would be a dumb idea for it.
Too early, also, for Secret Wars.
Yeah. And there is that.
And being real with you, I wouldn't want any of the cast coming over. Like,
no.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love Michael Fassbender as Magneto, McAvoy as X. I love their casting. They're great, but I want new actors that aren't tied down to a previous history. And I think that's how Disney feels about it. And Dark Phoenix, I mean, it got a delay. They're reshooting, and apparently a bunch of the sets were scrapped, so they're going to have to fill those in with CG references.
I'm saying apparently the reshoots like the entire third act. So hearing that is kind of like, I can understand it if it's the last one, because you just reshoot the last act to put a bottle cap on the end of it and you're done with it. But, like, you don't want, like, the actors they have now, the first class, like, they're tired, they don't care. The amount, like, J. Lawson doesn't care. Fassbender's like, oh yeah, I just ham it up. The only one you don't really hear anything from is McAvoy.
Yeah.
It's like, I since the minute they said that, these movies are dead to me. Like, I'm not paying money and even thinking about these movies if your actors don't give a shit. Because why should I?
If one of your lead actresses can't name more than 2 X-Men in the franchise she's in, and anytime you ask her about it, she dismisses it and it, like, rolls her eyes. Why, if the people in it aren't excited, why do you want me excited for it? Like,
exactly that.
And
I can't understand anyone being excited for it they got that mentality, but that's just me. No.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I find it hard to get excited for these. They haven't aged, and they're only showing their weaknesses every time they're releasing something. Like, and Deadpool, at the same time, by the same company, is showing you should embrace the comic books, and they're like, no, we can't. People won't get this. I'm like, how are you still in this mentality after 10 years of the MCU? Like, I don't...
Yeah. How any studio at this point can be like, oh no, we have to shy away from them because they're too, no one likes these things. It's like, well, clearly people do.
Yeah. The best part of the last movie that everybody hated was the scene where they're in their suits for 10 seconds. So, that's that, I guess. But we'll talk more about Dark Phoenix in the upcoming while, because at some point in the next 6 months, we're probably going to get a trailer. I hope, maybe.
When is it coming out? Oh, I can't remember.
Right before Captain Marvel next year. So.
Oh yeah, it got pushed to 2019 again. Yeah,
it did.
I'm like, is it November? And it's like,
see how forgettable it is? Like,
it's just, they're not on my radar. I just don't care.
No.
It doesn't help. I like the X-Men. I've kind of been done with the X-Men for a few years, so it's just like...
I was done after Days of Future Past, so like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, they were already on their way out. So yeah, X-Men. We'll talk more about it soon. Well, Warner Brothers is back at it again. This time, greenlighting a Blackhawks movie and also adding Batgirl into everything they possibly can. Will this work?
The Black Hawk one might work.
So, the Blackhawks one will work, and here's why. It can literally just be a movie about fighter pilots because there's no superpowers or anything.
Yeah. And, so you haven't got to tie it into anything at all. So.
And I guarantee you, Warner Brothers will make one mandate. Tie this in for the World War II and just add Steve Trevor in for a cameo.
Yeah, why not?
That's it. Like,
actually, how would you do that? Because that's World War II and he died in World War One.
Yeah, so I'm going to think they're going to scale it back like it's an old crew that he helped put together. They're going to be like, oh, we were put together in World War One. We just haven't really taken our name, and do a kind of a flashback. World War One, here he is, and done. Like, I just feel like they're going to want to make that a part of the continuity for the simple reason that it's Spielberg, and he delivered with Ready Player One. People are all like about him now. People are like hot on his name. So they're like, no. If we could get him, just make it part of that continuity.
Well, like it's strange because this is probably one of the only films they're going to bring out that, or they're saying they're going to bring out that I've got faith in, because Spielberg's has wanted to do this since the 80s. Yeah, and he put this aside to do. I think it was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah,
it was
my god!
Like, he was supposed to do it years ago, so it's got a better chance of being good than anything else. At the same time, it's like, why the fuck are you doing Black Hawk?
Yeah.
Like, who knows what Black Hawk is?
I literally think they're just banking on his name. Like, it's Spielberg. He's at an all-time high right now. He's got his mojo back. If we give it to him, he'll deliver at least an 80% or higher on Rotten Tomatoes, and we could use that for a DC movie. So, and I think this speaks volumes to the future of the DC universe as it is, which I think they're abandoning the shared universe thing. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Even like if they're not, because you got the whole Batgirl thing that's gonna have Harley Quinn in it, and Batgirl's probably gonna be in everything. And she's like, there's 6 scripts for everything. But and also, didn't Harley Quinn movie get a director? Isn't that what it was?
A new writer or someone that's helping something. Like, I'm literally lost into what all the status of the Warner Brothers movies are, because every other week there's a new report and a new thing on something else. It's kind of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think it's Batgirl's got a replacement writer for it.
Oh, yes.
And Harley Quinn's got a director, because it came out... I'm certain it came out that Margot Robbie had to fight for a female director.
Yes, that's what it was.
Why in this day and age are you having to fight for a female director?
Right.
Like, you just had Wonder Woman. You got all this, like... Why is she having to fight for it? It doesn't make sense, but... I mean, that was going to happen. Unfortunately, but
well, from what we're also hearing, Batgirl's going to be the Spider-Man / Black Panther style cameo, where it's a somewhat extended role in a couple movies before her own outing, and it seems like that's how they want to try to build up their own franchise. So, once again, to me, it seems like we're going back to the BVS Justice League problem.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Me and you know who Batgirl is. Chances are the person listening to this knows who Batgirl is. Like, the average person, though, when they think Batgirl, they think Alicia Silverstone. So
I think most people who think Batgirl now just think of, you can get the fancy dress costume from the shop.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's the only reason why people like. You're not going to go into the street and ask someone, "Do you remember Batgirl from Batman and Robin?" Like, no one's going to remember that. It's always, it's just you can get the skimpy outfit from that's highly flammable. In the little plastic bag.
Yeah, Hot Topic's got them. They're like $40.
And it looks nothing like that, guys.
No, it doesn't.
It's, I don't know.
Here's my opinion on the Warner Brothers whole trying to go Batgirl and all this. Don't do that. Instead, since you're trying to be so different, why don't you make a Bombshells movie? Like, that Bombshells brand is huge. I see so many girls wearing like Bombshells thing. Like, they have the costumes and those unique outfits. They stick out. They're very unique looking. The whole pinup thing is huge, it's retro. If they were to make a Bombshells movie with like a Bombshells Harley Quinn and a Batgirl and like Mera, I think people would eat that up like nothing, because it's like that whole classic Americana that people love. So
Yeah,
I think
and,
it would be quite huge.
Like, just literally take Guardians and make it a Bombshells movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it's a dynamic for how, or maybe you could go like Magnificent Seven and Seven Samurai. Like, just use that team dynamic to build it up and use it. But
yep. And also, if they want to like check off another check mark off their we got to play up to what's popular in the world. If anybody's ever read Bombshells, I'm not kidding you when I tell you about 80% of the females are all lesbians. So there's another check mark to kind of pull off of that. Like, hey, we can tackle that as well. Like, go. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't. The moment you put Batgirl in this, and if she's next to Margot Robbie, you're tying it to the DCEU, and you've already lost so much interest. So.
Yeah. But then you go, Bombshells has got Wonder Woman. Like, you're gonna have to, surely you can't just chuck Godot, surely.
Sure, toss her in there. Multiverse. Who cares?
If you use one, you have to kind of use the other. And luckily, for the most part, it's a fresh slate for the characters. But you know, like, where's Green Lantern? Where's Superman? What are you doing with all the big names?
Like, how many movies are currently in development in some stage?
Oh Christ, we have not got that much time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. And every week we're adding more and more, and new TV shows are popping up and things. It's just like, what is happening? Like, there's no.
They need to do Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Like, just reset everything for the love of fuck. Just do it, please.
Just go back to what worked before. Do standalone movies. I guess
Or just come out with the plan. Like, just do the whole Marvel Summit thing they did. Just come out on stage, have Jeff Johns there and be like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, then this is going to happen. Do it properly. I mean, actually give people something to look forward to, because right now there's nothing.
Remember the last two times they did that? Like, they gave us their slates and...
No, because they'd never given us a slate.
Oh, true. It was just it was the investor calls that week.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've never actually had like a panel to say this is what we're doing. They had that thing at San Diego, but that wasn't really a panel and that, like a slate announcement. It was just like, oh yeah, here's this movie. This is one movie. That's another movie.
Yeah.
Like, give people something to look forward to, because right now someone says a movie's coming out, no one believes it.
Yep.
They're like, it's never going to happen. I'll wait till the trailer drops.
Yeah.
Like, you are in a state right now. They have to fix something. And just going, oh yeah, we've got Batgirl, Harley Quinn. Like, it's not doing anything for anyone. Like,
no. Well, we don't... Like, I guess, Birds of Prey is kind of happening. Suicide Squad 2, Harley and Joker may or may not be on the table. Solo Harley may or may not happen now because the team-ups, like... Weird position to be in.
Yeah, like, what even are these movies? Like,
right?
Who really wants a Joker and Harley movie? Especially with the Joker and Harley we got. Who really wants it, apart from the diehard people? Like, I don't know. Like, no one... No, the general audience doesn't really like Leto's Joker, right? So it's not going to do what you want it to do, because you're trying to bank on Heath Ledger.
Yeah. And... honestly, the only one I think could work is going to be Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. If that happens, I think that could be a legit good film. So, it's...
I'd like to see the timeline where that does happen, but...
Same.
I'm not going to go out of my way to find it.
Nope. And
it's just frustrating.
That's the DC talk, I guess, because that's what it always goes to. Frustration, confusion, and question marks. And that's disappointing. Like,
because we need DC and Warner Brothers to actually do something so it can push Marvel up as well, and then Marvel will push DC up, and then DC will push Marvel up, and that's how it works.
Speaking objectively, most of the Marvel MCU movies I find are great. Some are truly tremendous, and there's very little that are considered bad, right? There's maybe 2, maybe 3 if you really stretch it.
The one everyone goes to is the Dark World.
Yep.
That is... and even then, it's not horrifically bad. It's just offensively boring.
Exactly.
It's not a badly made... Like, sure, the villain could have been better, but it's not... I could sit and watch it, but...
Yeah. And that's the thing. If the worst MCU movie is the one that people will rather watch than the DCEU, if DC could come back and deliver quality on the line of Batman Begins and The Dark Knight again for multiple movies and really push Marvel against the wall as a real competitor, could you imagine how much Marvel would push back then to try to make their stuff even better? Like Civil War, I would argue, is one of the best MCU movies, and that movie happened because they had to push back against the Batman v Superman announcement. Because originally it was going to be like that, like the New York...
Well, they say it was going to be Serpent Society. Was it really? Yeah. Was it really ever going to be? I don't think it was. I think it might have been kind of like a Civil War. It just wasn't going to be Civil War.
It was supposed to be something to also do with the whole Mad Bomb thing going off in New York to set Captain America versus Society. It's like, see, like, that was their idea, but then DC pushed and had to push back. So they are paying attention, and I just want DC to go back to the heyday and give me a movie that comes out where I can go, well, I gotta go see that again, and again, and again, because I haven't done that since The Dark Knight.
Yeah, here's the thing. The problem they have is, because the Dark Knight trilogy did so well, they think everything has to be dark. And it's like, no, DC's not dark.
Yeah.
Like, yes, DC has their dark moments, but, you know, Superman's not dark, The Flash isn't dark. Like, why are you trying to make it like that? You know, make it a DC movie.
Mm-hmm.
Make it bright and hopeful. These people are gods, and like optimism is the entire thing of DC's like universe. Like, make it about that. And that's clearly what people want in these times. Like, you don't want this depressing grey filter crap. Like.
And that's what we keep getting. So it's like, it's disappointing to say the least. So, DC. We'll come back and talk about last time I said this, it happened. I was like, hey, we'll come back in 2 weeks and talk about when they announce something crazy that's going to happen. And then New Gods happens. So I'm telling you right now, we'll come back in 2 weeks and talk about the next crazy announcement that's made that's not going to happen. Like,
I forgot New Gods, and I really want that movie as well.
Yeah.
Because New Gods could be all hope and optimistic because you've got Scott and Barter. Like, just do that. You know, I don't know. It's so annoying. So annoying.
Best way to describe it. The Russo brothers recently just let it be known, you know, more or less, if they could have fit anybody they wanted to from any Marvel character, specifically the Fox ones, who would they use? And they just outright come and say, dude, we would have put Wolverine in there if we could have.
But where? Like, what we know of Infinity War is like, where the hell would he have fit?
Yeah. You know, I don't want to put it past the Russo brothers anymore, because we were all like, how do you fit Black Panther and Spider-Man into this movie, Civil War, and still make a coherent story that makes a lot of sense and then it work? Like, I 100% believe them now when they say we can make this work. I'm like, the Russo brothers can make it work. Like, no doubts in them. None.
And, well, no doubts after the next year. And then I'll forever say no doubts. Because they've got a massive hurdle to overcome right now. But...
true.
Not that Infinity War looks bad, but I'm not going to say it does. But
yeah, it's a giant movie and a giant undertaking. If they can nail that one, then once again, they're going to be quite amazing.
Like, you hear the way they've made it. Like, oh, no one's read the script apart from one actor. No one was really in the same room at the same time. So if you can juggle that and have it all make sense and look like they were all there, then fine. You can do Secret Wars and shove Wolverine in there.
Right.
I will be there. I'll be there opening day. Be there midnight.
Now, here's the bigger conversation I want to put forward, because we know, fine, there's a slim chance that the acquisition is not going to happen. A very slim chance, but...
It's slim, yeah.
Yeah, by all accounts, it's happening. And the Russo brothers, they seem to be, the way they're talking about the future of the MCU, they're going to be the new James Gunn and a few others that they're not leaving anytime soon, because they can guarantee themselves their future with, you know, Marvel Studios. Mm-hmm. The way they're talking about it, I feel like they're literally just waiting for the acquisition to happen so that E3, or not fucking E3, what is it, San Diego Comic-Con, is that the big thing?
Yeah.
And D23, they're going to want to come out there and be like, look, we're bringing the X-Men and the Russo brothers, or maybe one of them, just one of them, like Joe Russo is going to solo direct Wolverine movie. It's like, oh damn, like...
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Watch that out there. That would be an interesting thing to do, split them up and... Like, get twice as many movies out.
I honestly think that's what they're going to do, kind of divvy them up and be like, have you guys handle some standalone characters, and then we'll bring you back around for the big team-ups once again, because like the Russo brothers are still building their own studio now from last I believe. So
they just had Deadly Class picked up by Sci-Fi.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Like they are the comic book people at the minute. Like, get them, you're financially sorted. But yeah. I honestly, I can see them sticking around for the big Avengers movie or the big team up movies.
Yeah,
because they're gonna need a break after this. You know,
oh yeah,
they've been working straight for 2 years. Like, let's not Joss Whedon these people.
Yeah.
But then again, hats off to the Russos for being able to not Joss Whedon themselves.
That's true. And
I suppose there's 2 of them, so they got like. So, oh no, I'm done. It's like, right, I'll take over.
Yeah, I'll take this for you. And it's also one of these things where I'm looking at it, and maybe they take the James Gunn role as well, because James Gunn is heavily involved with Infinity War as an executive producer. And this isn't like executive producer in name. Like, he's actually been there on set, making sure the Guardians line up and everything. So,
like, hasn't Coogler been doing that as well?
Yeah.
Because they came out and said that they worked together for Wakanda, because it was obviously so close together.
Yep.
And to have that consistency, like, they were all there on set. So, like, I don't know, because isn't Gunn as well said he's doing the cosmic stuff past Guardians?
Yeah, no, because he's going to stick around by the look of it, like, because he wants to, like, kind of shepherd the future of the universe he helped build, which makes sense to me, you know?
And so I hope they, like, don't fall into that trap of then stagnating everything. Like, we need, like, yes, it's great you got, like, a James Gunn and the Russo brothers, but we kind of need to get different people in here as well.
Right. I honestly, I think they stick them around for a few movies and they kind of like divvy them up and make like, hey, Russo brothers, you guys are going to executive produce the Fantastic Four. What does that mean? Make sure they can handle these 4 characters and, you know, whoever the villain is, Solo and, you know, Dr. Doom over here, because the moment this whole acquisition happens, Wolverine has proven with Logan and his other 2 movies that he is a standalone character. You don't need to throw him in the X-Men. Sure, for a team-up, like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, if they do, I don't know, maybe the big team-up X-Men movies, like X-Men Worlds United or X-Men X Avengers or whatever it is, right? And then you team up Wolverine with the X-Men and he kind of gets the notion of joining a team. He's like, just call me when you need me. I don't do that. Because the X-Men can live on their own.
Just make him an Avenger. Just making him an Avenger.
Yeah, that too. My God.
He belongs more in the Avengers than he does any X-Men team.
That would be amazing.
It's never going to happen because he's the driving force of the X-Men in the movies. Like, just have the X-Men movies about the kids in school. Make it a Spider-Man. Have it feel like that, but obviously maybe slightly bigger because there's more of them. And have Wolverine on the Avengers. Honestly, to me, that fits more.
I think you're thinking exactly how they're thinking, because let's be real. In another 5 years, Peter Parker, like it or not, people, he's out of high school and he's going to be the adult Peter Parker. You're going to need a teenage drama franchise like Spider-Man is carrying right now to make younger people feel welcome into it again. X-Men are your perfect brand, especially talking about what X-Men talk about, what they're an allegory for. In this day and age, it's asking to print money. So I honestly think they're going to do that. You're going to get younger X-Men, a couple of the older ones in there. Obviously, X and, you know, Magneto will be older characters. But other than that, I think Wolverine gets his own standalone. X-Men are way younger, and they'll team up with them eventually. And Fantastic Four are going to be your like mid-range group, maybe in their 30s, and that's about it. Like, you know, it's balance it out.
How old is Krasinski and Blunt?
I don't know, but they're great in A Quiet Place. Yeah. My God.
Because like, I would not accept anyone else but those two.
No. After seeing how good they are, they are perfect. Like,
yeah. I still need to see A Quiet Place, actually. I haven't got around to it. But...
Oh, you mean the Missing Cloverfield movie? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
No, it literally, like, dude, like, I was watching that. Like, no joke. I knew about those stories, but I didn't tell. My wife literally leans over to me and goes, "Is this a Cloverfield movie?" I was like, "Oh my God, you picked up on it. Like, it is legit." Like, it's
say me and Joe were laughing on the last bit of ticket about that because they came out and said, "Oh, it was gonna be a Cloverfield movie," but we thought, nah. And it's like, why? Why did you not do that?
Yeah, 100%. This is a Missing Cloverfield film. So I'm looking at it right now. John was born in 1979. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's pretty young still. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So especially when they got like a what's Bozeman? He's like 49, isn't he, or something? He's crazy. Not crazy old, but he's older than you think he is.
Yeah, and so he's 38 years old. Oh wow, he could carry that for another 15 years. That'd be great. And he's in great shape and looks great.
I'll say, plus the older Reed gets, the better the character is.
Yep.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like a younger Johnny just to have that Parker relationship, but you can kind of fandangle that a little bit, I suppose.
I mean, you could literally just make him way younger, be like he was born way later, so he's, like very immature and he's resentful.
Plus, if you're waiting for, like, if you do my thing of waiting for Spider-Man 3, Parker's probably going to be out of high school anyway.
Yep.
Holland's going to age out of that sort of character range.
Yeah.
He's already in his early 20s as it is, believe it or not, with a squeaky voice. But
yeah. I mean, just by the sheer fact that the Russo brothers are now coming out and just openly talking about it, because before it was always like, well, it's never gonna this and that. Now they're just like, no, this is who we want. This is what we want to do. It's like, yeah, it's happening. Like,
it's getting too close for it. It's like,
Yep.
let's just.
Well,
Either that, they're going like, just give them what they want to hear. Like, just say what they want to hear. No,
well, there was that interview about, I would say maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they literally asked them, they're like, so who did you guys read as kids for comic books? They're like, oh, we were fans of certain characters, but they're both like, the one thing we both read and could not get enough of is everything Wolverine. And then they like went on a giant Wolverine tangent. I was like, these guys are definitely ones that are going to give us the Wolverine we want. So it's...
And like they got the right mindset as well, where they're saying like, you don't just translate the comics. If you want to read that story, you go read it. We're going to make our own story.
Exactly.
Like we'll cherry pick elements of everything and then we'll put it into that, and you can do that with Wolverine quite easily.
Yep. No, I'm really optimistic. They're smart dudes when it comes to the Marvel Universe, and I think they're going to deliver something real special when they get a hold of Wolverine and all the other characters. So
it's going to be a ton. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that brought us to the end of all of our topics. That was a pretty good show. Pretty good show, I would say.
That's 45 minutes. Not bad.
Everybody listening right now, they're like, all right, they wrapped it up, abandoned ship, and then there's just 3 people still listening. They're like, no, they'll say something interesting right here.
It's really hot here. It's kind of like for some reason spiked, so my brain's not really there, so I can't think on my feet.
Aren't you lucky? Because we literally just had 9 inches of snowfall a couple days ago. It is literally dreadful outside. I'm just like, why? It's spring. Come on.
I mean, you think it's summer here. It went from like, I'm going to say in Celsius because I don't know Fahrenheit, but it went from like 9 degrees to like 24.
Oh damn!
In like 3 days. It's like, what is like? Why? This is summer. It's like spring.
Yeah.
No doubt it will rain in 2 days because that's how it works over here. But...
Yeah, it's how it goes. So there are rainy areas and locations and all that junk. So, yeah, Infinity War around the corner. Mitch will see it probably before the next podcast, unless we end up shooting the next podcast.
Unless something like horrifically happens.
Yeah.
Horrifically drastic happens.
There is also the thing where next week the podcast, we record on Thursdays. So Thursday I see the movie, so it all depends on how we're going to do that. So it'll probably be a quicker podcast, but...
Are you not seeing it on the midnight one?
Well...
Which should be the Wednesday for you. Doesn't it come out Thursday for you?
It comes out Friday. So Thursday is the pre-show, yep.
Huh.
Yeah, we get gypped, so...
Yeah, you do, but don't you?
Yep.
I don't know why I thought the 27th was a Thursday.
Yeah. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know my dates.
So I know people are officially going to see it for the first time ever on the 23rd.
Wow.
Which is St. George's Day.
Yeah. Damn. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we'll catch you guys next week. Also, go follow us wherever we told you to at the beginning of the show. Yeah.
Go back and listen to it to hear that.
Listen to this podcast again and just like at different sections. That always works great.
That's another view.